हेलो हेलो हेलो, ये टेंट वाला है कोई? हु इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर लेइंग आउट द रेड मैट आउटसाइड? टेंट वाला है यहाँ पे?
हमने कर लिया।
कहाँ है सर?
Requesting kind attention, please, it would be appreciated if the mobile phones are set on silent mode. We request your attention. We are about to begin our 7th Foundation Day celebration. Your cooperation is much needed, will be appreciated. Good afternoon to our esteemed guests, respected dignitaries, honorable distinguished members of district administration and judiciary, dear colleagues, my fellow students, and friends from press and media. It is a matter of great pride to extend a warm welcome on the 7th Foundation Day celebration of our institute. On behalf of AIIMS Raebareli, we welcome you all. I request our dignitaries to kindly grace the dais. Professor Dr. Vinod Kumar Paul, Member Niti Ayog. Dr. Radha Rangarajan, Director CDRI Lucknow. Padam Shri Dr. Ramanathan V. Ramani, President AIIMS Raebareli. Professor Dr. Amita Jain, Executive Director, AIIMS Raebareli. Professor Dr. Neeraj Kumari, Dean Academics, AIIMS Raebareli. As we gather here, let's honor the journey that brought us this far and the vision that will lead us even further. We now extend a floral welcome to our respected dignitaries, to Professor Dr. V.K. Paul, the brilliant minds who heal, inspire, and redefine the medicine each day. Dr. Radha Rangarajan. Together, we aren't just shaping healthcare, we are shaping a healthier tomorrow. Dr. R.V. Ramani. From humble beginnings to remarkable milestones, today we celebrate every step. Professor Dr. Amita Jain, we honor the roots that ground us and the wings that help us soar. Professor Dr. Neeraj Kumari, behind every milestone are countless untold efforts. Today we applaud them all. Light is the symbol of knowledge and wisdom. I request our dignitaries to kindly come forward for the lighting of lamp with the blessings of Ma Saraswati Vandana.
कुंदेन्दु तुषार हार धवला या शुभ्र वस्त्रावृता या वीणावर दंड मंडित करा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शंकर प्रभृति देवै सदा वंदिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती शेष जाड्या पहा.
This is not just our story of the past, but a promise we continue to build for the future. To start the ceremony on an energetic note, we present the Institute Anthem, sung and choreographed by our students.
है हम हर आस के सहारे, हमने संभाला है उन्हें जो हर जगह से हारे। जो हौसले थके ना वो हौसला हम ही है, जो उम्र छीन लाए हम लोग तो बस वही हैं। हम भारत का भरोसा है, हम एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम रायबरेली एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम रायबरेली एम्स हैं। हम घर भूले, रिश्ते भूले और ताक पे रख दी नींद कहीं। बस एक ही धुन में रहते हैं, टूटे न कोई उम्मीद कहीं। उंगलियों से कलाई हमने थाम के, मुस्कुराहटें लिखी है सूखे लबों पे। संजीवनी तलाशे दिन रात जाग के हम सरीखे हैं दुखते हुओं पे। जो हौसले थके ना वो हौसला हम ही है, जो उम्र छीन लाए हम लोग तो बस वही हैं। हमसे जीवन की आशा है, हम एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम रायबरेली एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम एम्स हैं, हम रायबरेली एम्स हैं।
Every milestone is achieved with a burning desire, faith, and commitment. I now invite our Executive Director for Director's Address.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our chief guest, Dr. Vinod Paul, Honorable Member, Niti Aayog, Guest of Honor, Dr. Radha Rangarajan, Director CDRI Lucknow, Padam Shri Dr. R.V. Ramani, President of AIIMS Raebareli and founder of Shankara Eye Foundation. We have some guests coming from administration of Raebareli. They are still not here, but administration of AIIMS Raebareli, DDA, FA, all the deans of AIIMS Raebareli, esteemed faculty members, dear students, nurses, staff members, friends from media, and all the well-wishers of this institution. A very warm welcome and heartfelt welcome to all of you on this proud and joyous occasion, the 7th Foundation Day of AIIMS Raebareli. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of our chief guest, Dr. Vinod Paul, the eminent pediatrician, visionary policy maker, and a guiding force in shaping India's public health and healthcare delivery systems. His contributions to national health programs, medical education reforms, and equitable healthcare access inspire institutions across the country. Sir, your presence today lends great prestige and purpose to this celebration. It is with immense pride and gratitude that I acknowledge the presence of our President, Dr. Ramani, the visionary founder of Shankara Eye Foundation. His work stands as a shining example of compassionate leadership and service to humanity. Through Shankara Eye Foundation, he has transformed countless lives by making quality eye care accessible to all, especially the underserved. Sir, we are deeply thankful for your foresight, leadership, and constant encouragement. We are very, very privileged to welcome our guest of honor, Dr. Radha Rangarajan, Director of CDRI Lucknow. Her outstanding contributions to drug discovery, translational research, and scientific innovation had significantly strengthened India's biomedical research ecosystem. Ma'am, your presence reinforces the vital link between clinical practice, research, and innovation, and we are honored to have you here with us today. Today marks a meaningful milestone in our journey, a journey that began 7 years ago. To deliver compassionate, ethical, and evidence-based healthcare, to nurture excellence in medical education, and to promote research that addresses the need of society. In a very short span of 7 years, this institute has evolved into a center of healing, learning, and hope. Friends, this celebration belongs to each one of you, our dedicated faculty members, nurses, healthcare workers, administrative staff, support staff, and above all, our bright and enthusiastic students. Your collective efforts have shaped the growth and reputation of this institution. As we commemorate this Foundation Day, let us reflect on our achievements, express gratitude for the guidance of our predecessors, and renew our commitment to our core value, that is excellence. Sir, I would like to give a brief update of AIIMS Raebareli through a slideshow. Coming to major milestone, though the institute was dedicated to nation by Honorable Prime Minister in February 2024, before that a lot of milestones were achieved. For example, we have entered the MBBS students, PG students started OPD and IPD services. Currently, we have 25 broad specialty and 14 super specialty departments running. We have more than 1,000 students on campus currently, of which 600 are only MBBS students. We have MDMS students more than 150, BSc Nursing, BSc Paramedical courses, DMMCH, and even one PhD student has joined. To help these students, we have a library which can accommodate more than 300 students. We have computer rooms with internet facility, Wi-Fi facility, print collections, and lot of e-material and platforms. We have a state-of-art skill simulation center, which is being used for training of our MBBS and nursing and paramedical students. Coming to the accomplishments in patient care, we have crossed the outpatient services of more than 20 lakh counts. If you look at these charts, this year alone, we are going to touch a bar of 6 lakh OPD patients. This year again, we are going to touch across the barrier of 20,000 inpatient admissions. Our trauma and emergency is a very sought after place, and here we have crossed 23,000 admissions. In lab tests, this year alone, we have crossed the barrier of 23 lakh lab tests in this institution. Our surgical procedures, we are constantly increasing in number, and we have done more than 12,000 surgeries already, which we have recently celebrated. We are providing specialty services like cath labs, dialysis services, and an Ayush OPD is also running, sir, which has catered to more than 3,000 patients this year alone. We are very much aligned with the government-run schemes, and they have been implemented here, like Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, Chief Minister Relief Fund, Jan Aushadhi, and Amrit Pharmacy. And the number of beneficiaries each year cross 3,000 patients. We are the center for most of the National Health Mission programs like Drug De-Addiction Center, Integrated Center for Counseling and Testing, Drug-Resistant Tuberculosis Center, Nodal Center for National Hepatitis, Nodal Center for National TB Elimination Program, Filaria Coverage Evaluation, Yellow Fever Vaccination, and National Immunization Program. We are not serving only from the campus. We have 2 outreach centers also, which are being run by our community medicine department, and we are also offering our services to the industrial area around Raebareli. Telemedicine is the future of medicine, and in a hub and spoke model, we are providing our services to 5 districts of Uttar Pradesh, along with the jails of Uttar Pradesh have been linked to us. So that's actually we are offering help to more than 2.5 to 3 lakh patients every year. We are taking baby steps to reach to our new goal. For example, we are starting some new academic courses very shortly. We will have more faculty on floor. We have advertised these positions. So trauma and emergency medicine is a very busy area, and we are not leaving one stone unturned to decongest this facility. We are trying to get radiologist and anesthetist on the floor because they are kind of a bottleneck, their shortage. Exploring teleradiology services, reorganizing the working teams for better output, increasing the number of JR and SRs on the campus. Coming to our research activities, currently we have 33 extramural projects and 34 intramural projects running on the campus. I know that doesn't sound like a very impressive number, but none should forget that it's only a 7-year-old institution. We have also been publishing constantly. Until now, more than 250 papers have been published. I would like to mention 2 special laboratories which provided their help in research, and both these laboratories, VRDL and MRU, are funded by DHR ICMR. Again, we are taking some steps to improve the research environment on the campus. We are preparing a roadmap for motivation of faculty and students, training people in research methodology, both faculty and students. Interinstitutional collaborations are being established, and we have started giving the intramural research seed grant to our younger faculty. We have started doing frequent institutional ethics committee meetings for quick turnover of the projects and quick approvals. We are also promoting the patent and product development on the campus. We have a lot of committees. All the committees which help in the research are already existing. Coming to the existing infrastructure, we have a hospital block, an academic block. We have hostels for students which are currently new are being added. Residential quarters, again new are being added. We have an old OPD block, mortuary, water sewage treatment plant, and whatever is required to run a hospital is existing here. So these are the accommodation and residential buildings. Some important amenities and facilities for the patient which I would like to mention. E-vehicles. These are the vehicles which are running across the campus to facilitate the movement of the patients. Vishram Sadan, patient waiting area, refreshment counters and canteens, and 2-wheeler parking for patients, attendants with a solar roof. For students also, we have a lot of facilities like this hall where we are sitting, multi-purpose hall, food court, grocery shop, vegetable shop, open gym, sports complex, etc. There are some projects which are ongoing, and very soon we will be getting more accommodation for our faculty and staff. We not only work, we have some fun time too. So it's more than a workplace, it's a loving, living, breathing community of excellence. We are celebrating all awareness days and festivals together along with our staff, faculty, nurses, and students. So these are some glimpses of some functions which we recently celebrated. With this, thank you. I know it's not easy. It's going to take some time, and it's the efforts of everybody else. I'll finish by saying, friends, where knowledge heals, where compassion leads, and service becomes a mission, there a true good institution is born. Let us continue to build such an institution together with humility in our hearts and excellence in our work. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to each one of you, all our distinguished guests. Thank you very much and welcome to this 7th Foundation Day. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the inspiring words. The Foundation Day is also a moment for the celebration of achievements, talents, and dreams. For that, I invite Dean Academics, Professor Dr. Neeraj Kumari, to acknowledge the budding talents and announce the much-awaited awards. May I request our esteemed dignitaries to come forward to bless the winners and bestow the prizes.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, esteemed faculty members, the residents, dear students, and print and digital media. Good afternoon to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to present the Academic Excellence Awards for the year 2025. Starting with the first professional examination with the batch 2024, the gold medal for the first position in the first professional examination goes to Ankit Mishra. He has also achieved highest marks in biochemistry. The silver medal is bagged by Jyotsna Srivastav for the second position in the first professional examination. Jyotsna Srivastav. She has also scored highest marks in anatomy. Aditya Pratap Singh, he has achieved the bronze medal for the third position in the first professional. Highest marks in physiology has been scored by Shambhavi. Now, the batch of 2023 for the second professional examination. The gold medal has been achieved by Mainak Chakravarti. He has also scored highest marks in microbiology and pharmacology. Rishit Trivedi, he has scored the second position in the second professional examination with the silver medal. The third position with the bronze medal has been achieved by Mehak. She has also scored the highest marks in pathology. Now, the batch of 2022, with the third professional part 1 examination, the gold medal has been achieved by Meet Dinesh Bhai Gajjar, who is also the topper of community medicine and ENT. Astha Mishra has secured the second position with a silver medal. And the third position is backed by Ankur Pandey with the bronze medal. Alok Chopra has secured the highest marks in forensic medicine and toxicology. And Harshit Kumar has secured the highest marks in ophthalmology. Now, the batch of 2021 for the third professional part 1 examination. Adityan Rajesh has secured the gold medal with the first position. Second position has been secured by Gaurav Agarwal for the silver medal. And the third position with the bronze medal goes to Prince Kumar. The highest marks in community medicine has been secured by Muskan. Himanshu Shekhar has got the highest marks in forensic medicine and toxicology. And the highest marks in ophthalmology has been shared by Akshat Pandey and Manthan Kumar. Manthan Kumar. Tanmay has secured the highest marks in ENT. And now, with the batch of 2020 for the third professional part 2 examination, the gold medal goes to Ishita. She has also secured highest marks in medicine. Second position has been secured by Ankush Singla, who has also achieved the highest marks in surgery. And the third position with the bronze medal goes to Astha Garodia. Highest marks in obstetrics and gynecology has been scored by Saurav Kumar. And the highest marks in pediatrics has been scored by Lakshmi MR. And now, it's time to honor our staff for their sincere and dedicated hard work for the Institute. The best award in the nursing cadre has been shared by 3 nursing officers, Ms. Deepika Paul, Ms. Yogita, and Ms. Komal Madan. Komal Madan is not present here. Yogita. The best award for the ministerial cadre has been secured by Devraj Singh Rathore. However, he is unwell, so he couldn't attend the function. Thank you, sir, and thank you, madam, for doing the honors. Congratulations to all the honorees. These achievements are a testament that hard work is never wasted. It has its own rewards. May this celebration inspire you to reach even greater heights and serve as a beacon of motivation for your peers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Should we have a round of applause for the winners? Now I request all the winning students to take their places for the memorable group photograph. Thank you all, and that was the face of success. Now is the moment to get captivated by a thoughtfully filmed documentary which shows how creativity, teamwork, dedication, and collaborative efforts can do wonders. So let us dim the lights, silence our phones, and immerse ourselves in this compelling narrative. I now request our chief guest, Dr. V.K. Paul, to release the documentary by pressing the button.
एम्स रायबरेली, जहां सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ शुरू होता है हजारों उम्मीदों का सफर। लेकिन यह रास्ता इतना आसान भी नहीं था। यह है कहानी कैसे एक वीरान चीनी मिल बना देश का एपेक्स हेल्थ केयर इंस्टीट्यूट। जब साल 1998 में नंदगंज मिल बंद हुई तो सदियों का शोर एक पल में खामोश हो गया। रोजगार गया, कई सपने बिखर गए, मगर कहानी यहीं खत्म नहीं हुई। फाइल से फाउंडेशन तक ये सफर आसान नहीं था। 2013 में मुंशीगंज की ये वीरान शुगर मिल की जमीन एम्स के लिए एलोकेट हुई और एक नया सपना सांस लेने लगा। 2013 से 2017 तक काम रुकता चलता रहा। बारिश, बजट रिविजन्स और मुश्किलों की दीवारें ऊंचाइयों से बड़ी लगती थी। फासले थे, रुकावटें थी, लाख मुश्किलें थी, पर इरादे उनसे बड़े थे। यह इंस्टीट्यूट सिर्फ ईंटों से नहीं, हौसलों से बना है। अगस्त 2018 में जब ओपीडी के दरवाजे खुले तो हजारों उम्मीदें एक कतार में खड़ी थी। पहले 2 दिनों में ही 1100 मरीजों ने ओपीडी सेवाओं का लाभ उठाया। फरवरी 2024 में प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी और चीफ मिनिस्टर श्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी ने एम्स रायबरेली को फुली फंक्शनल इंस्टीट्यूट के रूप में देश को समर्पित किया। यह थी एक नए अध्याय की शुरुआत। ऑल इंडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ मेडिकल साइंस एम्स रायबरेली का पहला कदम, जो इस रीजन के हेल्थ केयर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को नई ऊंचाइयों पर ले जाने वाला था। 2019 में पहला एकेडमिक सेशन शुरू हुआ। ये स्टूडेंट्स इस इंस्टीट्यूट के इतिहास के पहले साक्षी थे। आज एम्स रायबरेली उन सपनों का जिंदा सबूत है जो कभी कागज पर थे। हर रोज हजारों मरीज ओपीडी, इमरजेंसी, कैथ लैब, एमआरआई, एक्सरे, अल्ट्रासाउंड जैसी विश्व स्तरीय सेवाओं का लाभ उठाते हैं। आज जन औषधि, आयुष्मान भारत और अमृत फार्मेसी जैसी योजनाएं सस्ते दर पर दवा और इलाज मुहैया कराने के लिए संस्थान में उपलब्ध हैं। साथ ही ई सुश्रुत AIIMS और टेलीमेडिसिन जैसे डिजिटल हेल्थ सिस्टम्स इलाज को और भी सरल और पहुंचने योग्य बना रहे हैं। ऑपरेशन थिएटर की रोशनियों के बीच जिंदगी फिर से लिखी जाती है। रोजाना लगभग 2500 ओपीडी, 400 आईपीडी और 10 सर्जरीज यहां की बढ़ती हेल्थ केयर कैपेसिटी का प्रमाण है। 3 पुरानी चीनी मिल के ढांचे आज मल्टीपर्पज हॉल, स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स और फूड कोर्ट में बदल चुके हैं। जो जमीन कभी उद्योग का घर थी, आज वही स्वास्थ्य और उम्मीद का केंद्र बन चुकी है। एम्स रायबरेली स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं देने के साथ साथ कल के स्किल डॉक्टर्स का निर्माण भी कर रहा है। सेंट्रल लाइब्रेरी और मेडिकल सिमुलेशन सेंटर, जहां फ्यूचर डॉक्टर्स की क्लिनिकल स्किल्स तराशी जाती है।
We are currently teaching the 5th batch of the undergraduate students in pathology, that is the second crop. And we have different kinds of modalities for teaching. So we expose them to the practical classes, we expose them to the labs.
हर साल 100 MBBS, 50 BSc नर्सिंग, 43 पैरामेडिकल और 71 पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट सीट्स एकेडमिक डेवलपमेंट की नई राहें खोल रही हैं। एम्स रायबरेली को आगे बढ़ाने वाले इस विजन को लीड करती हैं हमारी एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर।
My vision for AIIMS Raebareli after 5 years, I want to see it develop as a best tertiary care center in this part of the country with best facilities, best type of technologies, best doctors, best paramedicals, best training and teaching for the students, and a very developed research environment.
और सफर अभी सिर्फ शुरू हुआ है। सपने और भी बड़े हैं, मंजिल और भी दूर। नंदगंज की खामोशी से एम्स रायबरेली की धड़कन तक ये कहानी अभी चल रही है।
I know the claps won't end, but then we have to move on. Moving ahead, it is my pleasure and privilege to invite our Honorable President, Padam Shri Dr. R.V. Ramani, to grace the dais and share his pearls of wisdom. Sir was conferred the prestigious Padam Shri in the year 2019 for free outreach eye care programs for the poor. Presently, Sir is the founder and managing trustee of Sankara Eye Foundation and has been an additional member of MCI's Board of Governors. Welcome, sir.
Yeah. Chief guest of this evening's wonderful function, most respected Dr. Vinod Paul, our guest of honor, Dr. Radha, Executive Director of AIIMS Raebareli, Dr. Amita Jain, Dean of the Academics, Dr. Niraj Kumari, the faculty members who are here, the students, and above all the awardees who have been honored today. Hearty congratulations. Hearty congratulations to everyone involved in building this AIIMS to this level on the 7th Foundation Day. A joyous occasion, something like celebrating a birthday, the 7th birthday. From a toddler, the institution has gone to a stage of we have to start running now. We have the energy, we have the enthusiasm, and we have the support. Hearty congratulations. 7 years ago, our Honorable Prime Minister did the foundation stone laying for this institution, and since then we have come a long way. I am indeed honored and privileged to take up the responsibility of being with every one of you in bringing in a change and bringing in a rapid growth in this organization. Today is a day not only to remember, not only to re-energize ourselves, but also to resolve on this Foundation Day as how we are looking forward, the way forward for everyone. For any institution, it is the infrastructure. It is the infrastructure which is very important, followed by the equipment, whatever we have, be it diagnostic or therapeutic, and above all, it is the human resource. Human resource is the key. My father, Dr. Ramanathan, always used to say, it is not only the stethoscope which matters, what is in between the two earpieces matter much more. So it is the human resource for any organization, the kind of a software which takes the organization to the next level. And you are the key. As the human resource, you are the key. If we have to scale to a higher platform, every one of us have to resolve and realize that we are the key. Friends, quality is the essence of life. We always think in terms of quality in everything. We want quality time, we want quality education, we want quality work, everything we want quality. What is quality? Quality is nothing but excellence. Today we saw all the awardees, so happy to see the young generation coming up with so many awards. They have excelled. So everyone has to excel. Not just the students alone, not just the faculty alone, every single individual involved in the building of an institution should excel. This pursuit of excellence, if there is one take-home message which we can have today on the Foundation Day, Raebareli, All India Institute of Medical Sciences should pursue excellence in every sphere of activity. For that, the other day when I was just talking to the young students, the first year students, I did mention and stress, and now here again we see a lot of students, it is passion. It is passion and hard work. All of us are having chosen this field of serving the ailing, we have to be passionate about it. We have to be passionate and willing to do hard work. Passion and hard work cannot be compromised at all. With that, we should have compassion. Always I used to tell my colleagues in Shankara, remember at the other end of the operating microscope, there is someone who is somebody's father, mother, husband and wife, son or daughter. Keep that in mind and let that compassion drive. If we are compassionate in our service delivery, sky is the limit, dear friends. Ethical values. AIIMS being the pioneering institution, the pivotal institution in healthcare in the country, we have to be highly ethical. Ethical values cannot be compromised at all. No shortcuts. Whatever we do, absolutely clear, straightforward, transparent and ethical, no shortcuts at all. A sense of ownership. Everyone should feel, hey, this is my institution. I own this institution. I will build this institution. That's sense of ownership and team building. Yesterday and today I've been seeing how all of you are working as one extended family. It's a strong team. Teamwork need not necessarily mean unanimity of ideas, but it necessarily means unanimity of purpose. You might have some idea, I might have some other idea, but together we have the same purpose, unanimity of purpose. Friends, I wish all of you the very best. Recently, we have launched a program called Indian Foundation for Quality Management. It's a national organization wherein we want to stress quality in every sphere of activity, starting with the industries and now on to the healthcare also. So under this, the Japanese principle of total quality management is being followed. The 5S, all of you would have heard about the 5S. How the Japanese have excelled. They're so clear in their approach. So this 5S we recently started in our institution and found it to be extremely useful. And I've been talking to our Executive Director, Dr. Amita Jain, that we will introduce this 5S element here in AIIMS Raebareli. Now, once you do that, you'll enjoy your work. Once you adhere to quality and follow the principles of quality, you will start enjoying whatever you're doing. I'm so happy to see that how in a place like this, it's not an advanced city, it's a tier 2, tier 3 area where all of you have been given opportunities to relax, to unwind yourself. There is enough facility for sports and recreation, and this is the way we need to build our career, celebrate our values. Friends, today we are so fortunate on this 7th Foundation Day to have Dr. Vinod Paul with us. A highly respected officer, one who has dedicated his lifetime in AIIMS, New Delhi, in the field of pediatrics, and subsequently he was my leader. We had a board of governors in supervision of the Medical Council of India. I could see his leadership potential. He was a friend, philosopher, and guide to every one of us in that board of governors. I'm extremely happy and thankful that he could come, take time and come all the way from Delhi to participate and bring in his wealth of knowledge and experience and guidance to every one of you here. On top of it, we also have, please give a welcome. We also have our guest of honor, Dr. Radha, who is heading the institution in Lucknow. She has come to share the joy with every one of us. Welcome, Dr. Radha. Friends, this morning I had a lot of interaction with each and every faculty member. I tried to find out what are all the areas where they would like more and more improvement. And they did share. And together, along with our ED, we will ensure that all these requirements, these value additions will come into AIIMS Raebareli as early as possible. Let us take this to the next level. AIIMS Raebareli as the topmost AIIMS institution in this country. The other day when I was addressing the juniors, the first year students, I told them about a very important quality all of us have to imbibe. I would like to repeat it here because so many other students are here. As you grow up in your career, so many good qualities. I just mentioned about passion, compassion, ethical values, so on and so forth. Along with that, we should also, this is more on a lighter vein, because here is an happy occasion. We are celebrating the birthday. We are celebrating the foundation day. On a humorous note, a quality which all of you have to develop is patience. Patience in life is so important. On a humorous note, I would like to share with you. The other day, a friend of mine, he had a small little cut injury in the finger. It was bleeding. So this guy looked around. There was a doctor's clinic. Quite a number of people were seated there. He walked in to have a dressing. The moment he stepped in, a nurse came and pushed him onto the bench and said, "Sit down." This guy showed his finger. She was too busy. She went away. Another couple of minutes, the second nurse came and she removed his shirt and banian. This fellow tried to protest, but she would not. She's very duty bound. She went away after removing his shirt and banian. Another couple of minutes, the third sister came and kept a thermometer in his mouth. This fellow started fuming. He didn't know what to do. He turned around. There were about 40 guys like him, all with their shirt and banian out and a thermometer in the mouth. Then the fourth sister came, religiously removed the thermometer right from the first person, came to him and removed his thermometer from his mouth. He could not hold himself anymore. He shouted at the fellow sitting next to him, "What the hell is this? Is it a mental asylum? I came here for a cut injury and this is what these girls did for me. I'm going to report to the chief medical officer." And that guy said, "Patience. Be patient. Look at me. I'm the postman for this region for the past 25 years. Every day I will come. They will remove my shirt and banian. They'll keep a thermometer. At the end, I'll give my post and go away. Just for one day, don't be so impatient." My dear friends, life also teaches us how to be patient in life. If you are steadfast, you are patient, you are clear, your goals are very clear, you are walking towards that. There used to be a beautiful analogy. The Paramacharya of Kanchi used to say that you are walking to, all of us have a goal in life. Your goal is something like you're walking towards the sun. That's your goal. And as we walk towards the sun, our shadow follows us. The shadow is the recognition, the wealth, the health, the status, and whatnot. Diligently it follows us. The moment we think, I want to catch my shadow faster, I turn back and walk towards my shadow. Never, never ever you can catch your shadow. Similarly, let us be steadfast, clear in approaching our goal, and everything will follow. All of us need fame, all of us need a status, all of us need wealth and health. Everything will come provided we are clear in approaching our goal and in a very ethical, absolutely ethical manner. I conclude with the words of Tagore, which always inspired me right from my school days. Tagore in Gitanjali, those golden words, he says, "Where the head is held high, where the mind is without fear, where the knowledge is free, where the words come from the depth of truth, where the world is not broken down by narrow domestic walls, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake." Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for being the wind beneath our wings. Now I request Dean Research, Professor Dr. Archana Verma, to introduce our guest of honor for the day.
It's my proud privilege to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Radha Rangarajan, the esteemed director of CSIR CDRI. She is a leader in science and innovation. She received her education from the world's most prestigious institutes, bachelor from Stanford University, master degree from Michigan University, PhD from Rockefeller University. She has been actively involved in translational research and product development in public health areas. She worked in the drug discovery divisions of Dr. Reddy's laboratory. She is also the co-founder of Vitas Pharma. She is a recipient of many prestigious awards. To name a few, received the FICCI's Award of Excellence Women 2019, selected for the Prime Minister Champions of Change Initiative 2017. Now I would like to invite ma'am to address the August gathering.
Thank you very much for that kind introduction. Distinguished guests on the dais, Dr. R.V. Ramani, President of AIIMS Raebareli, Chief Guest of today's event, Dr. Vinod Kumar Paul, Member of Niti Aayog, Executive Director of AIIMS Raebareli, Dr. Amita Jain, Dean, Dr. Neeraj Kumari, esteemed guests seated in the audience, faculty members, my dear students, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and a privilege to be invited to the Foundation Day, the 7th Foundation Day of AIIMS Raebareli. I extend my heartfelt greetings and warmest felicitations to all of you in the audience, to all members of the AIIMS Raebareli family. Just in 7 years, what you have achieved is really stellar, and you're emerging as a major clinical center in the region. This is to your credit. Indeed, it would not have been possible without the hard work and the commitment of all those of you who are involved in this organization. Dr. Amita Jain, I congratulate you on your stellar leadership and your vision for what you want to achieve at AIIMS Raebareli. I also acknowledge the great efforts of the doctors, nurses, researchers, staff, and administration in bringing this institution so far. You have a very, very glorious future ahead. I wish you the very best, and I'm sure you will really go places. Foundation days are commemorative in a sense. They're like birthdays, as Dr. Ramani said. You know, they're joyous occasions. You're meeting new milestones, and so there is a sense of progress. But they're also reminders of what the stated purpose of the institution is. Because Foundation Day usually prompts us to pause, to reflect, and to re-energize ourselves, and to ask ourselves the question, you know, are we in line with the mission of the organization? What can we do better? What are we doing well? What needs to change? And what you are doing here is really delivering excellent healthcare. This is also a center of medical education. All these are very, very important goals. And by doing so, you are advancing human health and alleviating suffering. But I'm sure all of you, even students, are aware that even as you deliver healthcare, even as you deliver healthcare to the highest standards, even as you adhere to excellence, there are gaps in our understanding of medicine. There are gaps in treatment protocols. There are days when you don't know what else you could do. There are days when you feel like medicine has failed you. What then? Well, that is why you need research. And what research does is to try and find new knowledge, create new protocols, find new ways to solve the problem, and thereby make those gaps smaller. So each one of you, even though you are already a physician or you are going to be a physician, I would say that research is a non-negotiable requirement of your work, of your profession. And indeed, medicine is evolving very rapidly today, more rapidly than any other time in the past because of breakthroughs in genomics, AI, machine learning, precision therapeutics, and so on and so forth. And when you look at this dizzying array of capabilities that people seem to need in order to do research, it is often easy to feel that this is too much for a clinical institution particularly to build. But this is where the power of collaboration wins. And that is what we all need to remember, that none of us are complete or perfect all by ourselves. We really need each other. From a CDRI perspective, the Central Drug Research Institute, it's a CSIR institute based in Lucknow. We are over 100 scientists, more than 500 PhD students, and maybe an equal number of project associates working on various scientific projects. Our goal is to develop drugs for India. Our goal is to do research so that we can be at the cutting edge of novel drugs and diagnostics. We acutely feel the need for clinicians, and I'm sure sitting where you are as a clinician, you think, how does one actually go about having a credible research program? And that's why my talk, which I'll just take you through very quickly, quick presentation, is titled Completing the Circle from Bedside to Bench to Bedside. So all research starts with a question. And the sharper the question, the better the answer. When you start to ask a question, you don't know all the answers, and that is where research comes in. New knowledge needs to be created or built. And with that knowledge, you can then say, well, we can take this one step forward and convert this into a product or a solution that could benefit a patient. And that is what we call innovation. And that innovation, that results in a product, then comes back into the healthcare system. So this is a circle. Let me remind you, some of you probably already know this and some of you have been involved in it. This is the success story of the rotavirus vaccine developed in India. All of you heard of Dr. M.K. Bhan? Okay, very good. He was a stellar pediatrician and a clinical scientist. He spent his life serving the nation through AIIMS. And what I want to remember him for today is that in 1985-86, when there was a diarrheal outbreak at AIIMS, he recognized that there was a particular rotavirus strain, 116E, that it protected infants from recurrent infections, and it itself caused very, very mild infections at best. And he then thought that this is a strain that could be adapted to become a vaccine. And from that initial thought and that vision, over the next 20 years, research and development took place along with partners. It was not just AIIMS, it was AIIMS and many other institutions, many funding organizations that came together, including the Gates Foundation and including industry. Bharat Biotech stepped in to manufacture the virus, manufacture the vaccine, and PATH, an international public health organization, participated in phase 1 and phase 2 clinical trials, and Rotavac became the first Indian rotavirus vaccine to be pre-qualified by the WHO, and it was introduced into India's universal immunization program. So since 2016, the vaccine has been in the national immunization program in phases, introduced in phases. So this is a picture of the team. This is, of course, there are many more people, 16 organizations. I put this out as an example to tell you that the first observation which led to this vaccine came from a physician, Dr. Bhan, who then converted that observation into a product which now benefits millions of children. So as physicians, you have a very, very close connection to the problem statements. And therefore, you are at a vantage point to be able to drive research. Now, there's a very structured approach to research and development that has been developed by people across the world. This is from an organization, the Stanford Design School, and they initially developed this paradigm for other things. It was adapted for medical devices, but it also applies for all kinds of innovation. So you start by defining the problem, and in order to define the problem, you need to first understand what somebody's pain point is and empathize with that pain point. If you dismiss somebody's pain as inconsequential, you will never work on it, you will never do research on it. So you need to empathize with that pain. Then you need to ideate what are the possible solutions that could alleviate this problem. Once you ideate with a number of different partners, you can start prototyping solutions, whatever those solutions may be. It could be something as simple as line management, queue management, something like that. But you start to prototype, you test, you collect data, you realize that prototype A didn't work, then you tried B. So prototyping and testing, this is a continuous circle until you get to a solution that really works. So this is very simple, but it's actually a powerful way of thinking about research and innovation leading to products. Problem statements are everywhere. You can look at WHO's list of 10 threats to global health and pick something from there. But the best ideas are from your own observed experience. And that is what I would encourage you to think about. Research benefits from partnerships. I already told you that, but partnerships are not easy. Why are they not easy? Because when you approach other institutions looking for collaborations, they have other goals. Their mission is different. For example, academia is focused on research, teaching, training, and some also translation. Clinicians are focused on patient care and some research, but until you can find a convergence, until you can find the common ground where the organizations can actually work on something together, a partnership does not happen. And that is really the hardest part, but also the part that paves the way for moving forward. And then research to innovation. You do your research, you have some ideas, converting them into products. That requires more partners, such as academia, such as industry, startups, and of course, funding agencies, whether they are in the government or they are private players. And when you go through all of this and you develop healthcare products, remember that they have to go through 3 phases of clinical development before they're approved by the regulator for human use. And all of those subsequent parts of clinical development are all your domain. So you may start with a problem statement, you partner with others for research, do some of your own. There are perhaps private players who also come in, but remember that when it comes back to clinical development, it's in your hands. And completing this cycle and proving that something works, taking it to market, that I think is finally the ultimate prize that all of us, scientists and clinicians, vie for. Sometimes innovation really requires thinking out of the box. I'll try to play this very quick video. It's Sundar Pichai, he's the CEO of Google, and this is an example from Arvindai Hospital.
Care is one of the most important fields AI is going to transform. Last year, we announced our work on diabetic retinopathy, which is a leading cause of blindness, and we use deep learning to help doctors diagnose it earlier. And we've been running field trials since then at Aravind and Sankara hospitals in India, and the field trials are going really well. We are bringing expert diagnosis to places where trained doctors are scarce. It turned out, using the same retinal scans, there were things which humans quite didn't know to look for, but our AI systems offered more insights. Your same eye scan turns out holds information with which we can predict the 5-year risk of you having an adverse cardiovascular event, heart attack or strokes. So to me, the interesting thing is that, more than what doctors could find in these eye scans, the machine learning systems offered newer insights. This could be the basis for a new non-invasive way to detect cardiovascular risk. And we just published the research, and we are going to be working to bring this to field trials with our partners.
So I think this may be familiar to Dr. Abani as well. There is a solution. It had to be crafted, and it required a healthcare center like Arvind Eye Hospital and Shankara to come together with Google to do it. So why not AIIMS Raebareli as well? So I think that there is an opportunity to create impact through research. And with organizations like CDRI, let us envision centers of translational research. So we can do joint clinical trials, we can have shared training programs, we can have cross-disciplinary fellowships, so that we can empower the next generation of physicians, scientists, biomedical innovators, and translational researchers. Remember that innovation arises at the confluence between clinical observation, empathy, and scientific curiosity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the valuable insights. Now I request Dean Examination, Professor Dr. Pragati Garg, to introduce our chief guest.
A very good evening to one and all. It is a great honor to have with us today Dr. Vinod Kumar Paul, member of Niti Aayog, as a chief guest for this Foundation Day celebration. Dr. Paul is a distinguished pediatrician and neonatologist who served on the faculty of the Department of Pediatrics at AIIMS New Delhi for over 3 decades and was heading the department for nearly a decade. A globally recognized medical scientist and public health expert, he has played a pivotal role in shaping India's major health initiatives, including Ayushman Bharat PMJ, Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers, and Poshan Abhiyan. He also served as chairman of the Board of Governors of the Medical Council of India from 2018 to 2020, which was a period marked by a record increase in medical seats and key reforms like telemedicine guidelines and the district residency scheme. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Paul was a central figure in the national response, chairing the National Task Force on COVID-19, the Empowered Group on Vaccination, and the National Expert Group on Vaccine Administration for COVID-19. He is a fellow of all 3 National Science Academies and has received several prestigious awards, including the ICMR Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Centenary Award and WHO Ehsan Dogramesi Family Health Foundation Prize. His presence today is not just a privilege, but a source of immense inspiration for all of us in the medical and academic community. On behalf of all of us, I extend a warm and respectful welcome to Dr. Paul and kindly request him to address the audience. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Present here to celebrate the 7th Foundation Day of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, Raebareli. Most respected Dr. R.V. Ramaniji, President of this institution. And what an inspiring talk, sir, you delivered from the heart, highlighting both excellence and values. Present here, Dr. Radha Rangarajanji, our guest of honor, and a beautiful talk that you gave. I adore this talk. And I was telling her that the Rotavac story has a little bit of myself into that, because Dr. Bhan has been my friend, philosopher, and guide. Long association, and I have seen the entire journey of Rotavac. And this strain of rotavirus, which would excite immunity but not cause disease, was picked up from our nursery. We helped do that work. So I have a connect with that. Thank you for bringing that inspiring story. Someday, ma'am, will tell you the longer part of this together. The Jugal Bandi, because I have witnessed this whole thing. Present here, Dr. Amita Jainji, our Executive Director, Dr. Neeraj Kumariji, the faculty of AIIMS Raipur, respected DDA, respected senior FA officials and staff of AIIMS Raipur, very dear nursing colleagues, residents, distinguished invitees, and above all, the students, dearest students, This is a special day for all of us, but especially for you. First and foremost, I'm very honored, pleased, and does that work? Yes. There's a lot of echo. So what do I do? This one? I won't be able to manage. Okay. Can you handle this, please? This echo. So dear students, it's a special day for all of us, but very, very specially for you, because it is your alma mater above all. So first and foremost, big congratulations on the 7th Foundation Day, and that calls for an applause for all of us. We are young, but number 7 is auspicious, and therefore even more special. I like to take this opportunity to thank and congratulate and compliment the leadership of AIIMS Raipur, our esteemed founding director, Dr. Raghuvanshi ji, and the current team, an excellent, outstanding team that you have on the dais today, respected President, Dr. Ramani, and respected ED, Dr. Amita Jain ji, who are steering this institution with highest level of leadership, team spirit, and vision. We would like to give a big hand to our leaders who are steering this great institution to the future. As has been stated, Foundation Days are days on which we reflect on where we are. We connect to the legacy. Look at where our institution has reached with the hard work of everyone who is attached to this institution. And then we reflect as to how and where to be into future. So day of reflections and day of resolve. And that's what this very important, auspicious day that signifies. As you perhaps may know, I studied at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, the mother AIIMS, New Delhi. And for me, we used to call it Institute Day. Has been something into the system. We would look forward to it. At some point, I had the opportunity to lead the celebrations as a student leader and a student representative. I like that spirit to percolate, and I know that spirit exists. And it should really come from, above all, from the students. Because this association with the institution will always stay with us. Always. It's special. You have friends, you learned. You went through different phases. Joy, achievement, sadness at times, missing your family, parents, uncertain about future. And yet achievements and success and a solid journey for future. So it's very, very special indeed. I like to begin by, first and foremost, bring the legacy of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences to you, to be able to connect with the flow of this sacred river, which is now finding a wider and wider space to flow. The Mother AIIMS was created out of a recommendation by the Bhore Committee. Sir Joseph Bhore, an Indian, Maharashtrian in origin, who among many things he conceived, of course, the primary healthcare system of India at that time. He and his team, that committee. And the committee also recommended that there should be an All India Medical Institute. It was written as All India Medical Institute, which should be a center of excellence for education, research, and public health. Public health was ingrained from the very beginning. And in fact, a team was sent out of very eminent people, including Dr. C.G. Pandit, who was the first Director General of the Indian Council of Medical Research, to see what models should be followed for creating this institution, because we are a clone of that thinking. And committee went to various places. It went to UK and it went to US, looked at many centers. They liked the model of Johns Hopkins because it had a very strong public health orientation and training. Eventually, under the stewardship of the first Prime Minister and the first Health Minister, and truly the first Health Minister, Rajkumari Amrit Kaurji, we consider to be the mother of AIIMS, because she put in all her might, all her mind, heart, soul, to develop that great institution. She steered the AIIMS bill in both houses of parliament, and she made very important observations, and I'll touch upon them. And from there, over a period of time, one institution evolved. It had great start. It had resources of the nation available in reasonable amount. And a need was felt at some point that we need to now multiply the model in various states and all across the geography of this great nation. And that's how systematically we are seeing, and I'm very proud to see, that a network of the All India Institutes of Medical Sciences is now being created, being developed, is maturing, and under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, we can see the speed and scale at which this mission is being accomplished. One of the important points that we as AIIMS family should keep in mind that A, we are not a hospital only. B, we are not a medical college only. We are a medical university. I want the faculty to please never forget, because you are continuity, both sides. We are a medical university, and that's different from an ordinary medical college or a tertiary hospital. No. We have a great hospital as a part of the institution, and we have a great medical college as a part of the institution, but we are a university. And this, I am not saying this. This was said by Rajkumari Amrit Kaurji in the parliament. And she said, I quote, "This institute will be given the powers and functions of a university because it will make revolutionary changes in curriculum and in models of teaching," and then she elaborates. You can read the speech there. So first and foremost, think that we are a medical university, like Harvard and the Stanford, and Cambridge and Oxford, and in that sense, Shantiniketan. We are a university, new knowledge, and therefore, the entire trinity of mission is critical to us. So please promote yourself not just a great hospital, multi-speciality. There are private hospitals. Are we not different from them? Because it's about branding. What is it that you think? I'm competing with universities. You're competing with universities. And within that, yes, college is important. College is the heart. Teaching institution is the heart. Knowledge sharing is there. We are also pushing research, new ideas, translational research, and India needs it. And we are the channels for our part and in the forefront in the health sector for our journey for Viksit Bharat. So that's my humble submission, that at times, we have just said you are a hospital. Great hospitals make great medical universities. But the thinking should be we are a university. And what does the university do to students, to scholars, to PhD programs, and to public health? and so on, and cutting edge clinical work. So that's my first humble submission. Why the leadership of the nation chose to multiply the brand of, let's say, institutes of national importance in general, but AIIMS in particular, because AIIMS and PGI historically demonstrated a unique, highly laudable work culture. That's what ignited the nation to think about how to multiply, how to have more AIMSs. And with deep humility, I wish to share with you what I have seen as the culture of my institution, most humbly, just to illustrate the point to the young generation here. What is it that got the respect from the people of India, society, the parliament, and the leadership, consistent leadership of the nation? So once for a discussion of this kind, I actually talked to some 15 people, my colleagues, and say, okay, what is it that is AIIMS culture? हमारा culture में खास बात क्या है जो कि बाकी जगह पे शायद कम है, कहीं ज़्यादा है? No disrespect to anybody, but let me say what it is. So one of my colleagues said, President sir, you said several things, I'm just building on that. It said, we don't look at the clock, we look at the patient. तो ये 9 to 5 वाला काम किसी AIIMS के ब्रांड के साथ एसोसिएटेड नहीं हो सकता. जो 9 to 5 करने वाले हैं उनको कहीं और जगह पे ही होना चाहिए, यहाँ पे नहीं होगा. Forget it. Medical universities don't function by looking at the clock. Second, he says, another colleague says, I don't go home without seeing my operated patients in the evening. Self-explanatory, commitment, clinical excellence, empathy, standards, quality. उसको यूरिन पास हो गया कि नहीं हो गया वो फिर जाने से पहले. Consultant level, not the third junior resident. Another one said, our OTs start at 8 o'clock, first patient is on the table at 8:15. That's AIIMS culture. Another one said, now this is about Dr. Venugopal, whom you know. He would call, he quoted him, he would call at 9:30 p.m. and would say, are all the patients okay? अब okay है तो फिर मैं खाना खा लेता हूँ, क्या मैं अभी आ जाऊँ, खाना बाद में खाऊँगा. और वो सोते भी थे ICU में, even as center chief. That's AIIMS culture. To me, that's AIIMS culture. You may interpret, you know, the way you humbly would like to do it. Then something special. It says, founding fathers have set the standards and practices we just follow. It's almost the way I would have articulated this question. Answer to the question if I was asked the question. फाउंडिंग फादर्स ने जो सेट किया है हम उसको फॉलो करते हैं. अब यहाँ ये बहुत प्रोफाउंड बात है और मुझे आई लाइक योर अटेंशन. द ओरिजिनल बैचेस ऑफ फैकल्टी मेक ऑल द डिफरेंस. यू आर सेटिंग द बेंचमार्क. Our benchmarks were set by the first cohort of faculty. They were followed by the second and the third. And we were perhaps third or fourth, I guess. And we did our part. Hopefully, we built it. I'm being very personal here because I think this must be stated. Because we are using the brand which the respected Parliament of India has given, taking an example of one institution that this nation created with meager funds. And we believe it excelled. आपकी जिम्मेवारी बहुत ज़्यादा है कि आप जो बेंचमार्क करोगे अगली जनरेशन उसी को देखेंगी. ये जो कह रहे हैं कि ऐसे होता था ये वहीं से आया. So I want to emphasize, ma'am and sir, push the standards very high because what you create today will have the momentum to last, and therefore collectively all of you faculty, please, with We need it for India. This is for India. This is for people of India. और यहाँ पे मैं एक और बात कह देता हूँ. Honorable Prime Minister said at our convocation, और ये स्टूडेंट्स को भी सुनना चाहिए, रेजिडेंट्स को भी सुनना चाहिए, 2014. And he said कि ये उनके वर्ड अब मैं नहीं कह रहा हूँ, एसेंस कह रहा हूँ ब्रीफ में, कि ये जो व्यवस्थाएं बनी हैं इनकी ज़रूरत महसूस हुई होगी, लेकिन ये याद रहे कि इसके लिए जो रिसोर्स डाइवर्ट किया गया है उससे गांव को सड़क भी जा सकती थी, स्कूल भी बन सकते थे. ये सोचना पड़ेगा. तो ये पब्लिक मनी जो स्पेंड हो रही है, ये जो है पब्लिक मनी, ये सब कुछ ये किसी एक सिटीज़न से हट के हमारे पास आया है. वो प्रायोरिटीज़ इतनी बड़ी हैं, फिर भी हम इसके बेनिफिशरी हैं कि हमें अपनी लाइफ में सेवा करने का, एक्सेल करने का और तनख्वाह लेके अच्छी तरह से काम करने का मौका मिला है. तो ये कभी भूलना चाहिए, स्टूडेंट्स को भी पता होना चाहिए, सबको पता होना चाहिए. कभी नहीं भूलो ये चीज़. फाउंडिंग फादर्स को डिलीवर करना है. यू आर द कोहॉर्ट ऑफ फाउंडिंग फादर्स ऑफ दिस इंस्टीट्यूट. प्लीज लीड बाय एग्जाम्पल. वन ऑफ द बेस्ट रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ what I consider AIIMS culture is, and to me that single most important aspect is that at my AIIMS, the senior most professor is available, is found in the ward 2:30 in the morning or 4:15 in the morning, who's come to see the patient of a poorest of a family, come to operate because the residents need on the criteria that clinical situation demands, not because it is a safarishi or a dost. Usko hata do, wo to hai hi nahi picture mein. We are there at night at 3 o'clock in the morning. Humbly submit that I think if you have to put at one marker of which defines our commitment as as faculty, as clinical faculty, and lab as well, by extension, this is what it is. I saw such people, my teachers, my role models, and we try to follow them. So basically, the point that humbly I'm submitting on this very auspicious day is build the culture, set the bar high, lead it by example, and be the role model for future generations to come. And that's what will bring satisfaction, deep satisfaction, and will bring glory to our great nation, our beloved Bharat Mata. Some of the other things that you may like to consider, of course, evening rounds. Faculty has to do evening rounds. Weekend rounds in every unit. Admitting units, 2 rounds, evening round because admissions have been done, night calls I have mentioned, afternoon clinics for every department for specialty within their department. I have interest in diabetic nephropathy, so I do a clinic in the afternoon. I see specialty patients in the morning. Afternoon clinics at AIIMS became the precursor for huge clinical research and other research, basic research, that emanated from AIIMS. I hope all of your departments have at least, all of us do at least 1 to 2 clinics in the afternoon, and departments will have more than. My department at some stage had 12, perhaps even more now. Everybody has a follow-up clinic. If that happens in the evening, then you can devote more time at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Culture of science. Students are special. Always time for students. Open doors. Residents are special. Thesis दिखाना कभी भी आओ. डांट लो पर करना है. Need it. As a student, I felt that we were the center of gravity of the institute. We thought everything is for us. We were given that kind of a importance. What was importance for a child, 18 years? But we felt that the entire system was really for us. We felt secure. We felt wanted. We felt that we had a voice. And at times we did strike because we didn't get the voice. But वो भी होता था. फिर लाइन पे आते थे, लेकिन we thought we were the center of gravity. Research presentations, special leaders coming and making presentations, institute-wide activities, grand rounds where every department participates. Clinical pathology conferences, they may or may not be in vogue, but stellar presentations, the kind that you heard from Madam Rangarajan, from visitors from amongst us. PGI has a great culture, even better than us in this regard, and you may like to emulate. I will not go into every detail. Every faculty has projects. Most faculty have labs, or groups of faculty have labs. My mentor, Dr. Ghai, used to say, Dr. Saab, लैब के बिना इज्जत नहीं आती. बनाओ लैब, छोटी लैब बनाओ, बड़ी लैब बनाओ, मिल के बनाओ. AI की भी बनाओ, सिमुलेशन की भी बनाओ, बायोलॉजी की बनाओ. डॉक्टर भान की स्टोरी यहाँ लेके आए हैं, इसको मैं अलग से कभी समझाऊंगा. इतना कमरा था उनका, उसके अंदर रैबिट इलियर लूप होता था, उसी में सेल कल्चर भी लगता था, और 12 लोग स्टाफ के बैठते थे. ही वुड शेयर हिज टेबल विथ 3 रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट. Dr. Neeta Bhandari, Shinjini, and all, some of you may know it. बहुत कुछ है हमें मिला हुआ. हर के पास लैब हो. एक कम्युनिटी पे मैं थोड़ा सा बाद में आऊँगा. In the interest of time, I'll shift it there. So these are some of the characteristics, and someday perhaps, given an opportunity, I like to sit with very humbly with the faculty in a closed room to discuss a few more things. Let me touch briefly on the trinity of the mission that has been talked about. Education, healthcare, research. I want to remind us, as a way of emphasis, that the first object of the Institute, as per our act, my act, your act, is to develop patterns of teaching in undergraduate and postgraduate medical education in all its branches, so as to demonstrate a high standard of medical education in all medical colleges and other allied institutions in the country. Please remember, education was our first direction, and then it moves on. So keep this in mind, that training the future generation of physicians and specialists is one of the prime things. And therefore, devoting time, faculty teaching undergraduates, not passing on. It is not happening. I'm just mentioning it happens when the distortions come in our teaching institutions. Faculty teach firsthand, also in the evening, on the bedside. Strong bedside teaching was one thing that AIIMS stood for. So education has to be very important focus, and here I have seen great developments, simulation lab. I hope you have a medical education unit or equivalent of Center for Medical Education Technology that we had at AIIMS in the 90s. We developed it. We can do more on this one, new courses, training for other institutions, experiments. Here I wish to say that one of the objects has been experiments in medicine. That comes as one of the objectives. Even though we will be having a AIIMS network-wide curriculum for undergraduate, because you need standardization. Can I get some water? But please remember that AIIMS, even today, we are outside the MCI because so that we can do some new things within the medical education. Innovations will not happen if everything is super straight-jacketed through the Medical Council of India. So you may have the same curriculum, but there are ways in which you can bring in nuancing and new ideas. Otherwise, how will new ways of learning would happen? With technology, with changing context, with needs for different way of training our doctors, community orientation, societal responsibility. Innovation in education must continue to happen. Remember, this is one of our prime objectives of our existence. I leave it there. It should not bind us to do better within that overall framework. And in case you really want to do a different, classical different thing, Sure, there can be a way found through the central institute body. We all are there in that body to support you that. Now, what did it mean for AIIMS Delhi? From the first batch, for the first time in India, there was a 3 months posting in rural areas. It happened there, then it happened in the country. The second year, third year training in the community happened at AIIMS and then it became national. I remember distinctly, with great respect and cherish the memories, that we will go to Ballabgarh, which is our field site area, 35 kilometers. Senior most professor by turn would come to teach the batch there, coming in the bus, going back in the bus with us. The idea was, the leadership thought, particularly Dr. Ramalingam Swami, the director, that community-based learning applies to all disciplines of medicine, including cardiology, and people would laugh. Why does a surgeon have to go and teach there? So community orientation. Experiment, these were the experiments that led to somewhat bigger community orientation later on. It's still not optimum from my point of view, through the Medical Council of India system. In clinical sciences, Dr. Ramani highlighted a few areas. I'm just listing a few things for it. Can we be an NABH accredited service or departments to begin with? Do we have a quality improvement program in the institution? How are we different from other hospitals? Do we have antimicrobial stewardship program? Do we have a patient safety program? With 2 ophthalmologists sitting here, I would say, when can we start corneal transplantation? Can we do it in 2 years? Or 1 year? Why not? We are all there to help you. There will be no red tape. We'll hold it. When can we do the first kidney transplant? 3 years from now? Let's have a roadmap. ऐसे सोचना पड़ता. And feedback. What is the time taken for the third delay? That means the patient comes to my doorstep at our great entrance, or the great entrance of the emergency, and this decision taken for surgery. Let's measure it. Let's compare it with the best places. आज नहीं होगा, sure, but let's be very clear where we wish to be. Can we develop KPIs, key performance indicators? Can we develop a metrics for outcomes of medical, critical care, pediatric, neonatal, surgical conditions? We have to think like that. We don't have to wait the longer journeys that other institutions have taken, including AIIMS or whoever, for that matter. We are AIIMS by our own self, so our journey can be quicker. I'll leave this part here. Research. We'll discuss this some other day, given an opportunity, but the short point is, institutions which are visible globally and even nationally and are distinct from hospitals and even medical colleges, they become special because we are known for research. It's not an apology. It is not a hobby. It is to be done. As an individual faculty member, I may not excel in all the 3 facets of the Trinity. Sure, but baseline, to be able to support the student, I have to do it. For that, I have to learn research methods. I have to be able to mentor the students. But some of us, therefore, can excel deep into clinical, into education, medical education, nursing education, allied professional education. And some can excel and must excel in research, because people would watch us. What is our collective produce of research? And they're here in that regard. Having PhD programs sooner than later, if you have not already started, must be an important goal. And you can bridge with a wonderful institution next door, at least to make a beginning in certain disciplines. Research matters the most, and that is to be paid attention to. In recent times, there is an increased availability of extramural funding, and you are fortunate, and it will be quite okay for us maybe, ma'am, to have a Dr. Behel, ICMR DG, to come here and talk to the faculty. There are new resources. I will leave it there, but that's what matters. I like to also add public health or community health or policy as the fourth component of our mission. We have to create models of public health delivery. We have to be connected to the health system around us, the district hospitals. Not just community medicine, they must do it, but pediatrics and others in your own way, even medicine, geriatrics, rheumatology, cardiac, neuro, need to be connected, and that connect is very important because that will be a support, and we will be able to, as an academic institution, it's our job to create models of public health delivery. Prevention of chronic kidney disease, how do you do it? Prevention of liver disease, secondary prevention by detection, show the model. Do we have the community-based model on how to provide cancer treatment, detection and treatment for breast cancer? The answer is no. Who will demonstrate this? It's a job of academia, not the ministry. They implement what you develop, and so on. So public health, therefore, is our fourth part of our mission. So it is actually Trinity plus one, because we influence the policy outside the four walls of our institution. Within the first 6 years of the existence of AIIMS, 7 years, let's say, already Dr. Ramalinga Swamy, from the portals of AIIMS, had demonstrated that salt fortification with iodine, given in public, through the public health system, prevents and averts endemic goiter. And he did this stellar study, perhaps one of the very best studies ever conducted in our country, where control group got the routine salt, another area got iodate, another one iodide, and demonstrated that iodide supplementation. This was already done within 6 years to 7 years of the existence of the institution. Imagine what impact it made, or what Rotavac has done, and so on. Some other day we can discuss other stories on this one. So connect to public health is very important. I hope you have a field unit. I didn't see it on the presentation, where we are connected, a district hospital, or 10 Ayushman Arogya Mandirs, or 5 Ayushman Arogya Mandirs, or a field area like we had in Pallabghat, where 1 lakh population, we were responsible for all the care. We have to have a field practice area where we are deeply involved, not just using the place for student training and come and go and touch, no, where we go and serve. I don't know where pediatric residents, for example, go and serve. What is the equivalent of district residency program of MCI, which we can voluntarily do, even better than what the MCI has conceived, to be able to train our students, postgraduates, in the sub-district or district hospital setting, and where they learn, they perform, they gain confidence. As student, the best learning, best memorable learning that we had was our internship in actual sub-district setting of Pallabghat. I'm sharing this with you because just not theoretical. All of us have lived it at AIIMS, and I think that's so very important. In fact, as students, we would say, "Ek AIIMS hai, ek Pallabghat hai." It was so important. It was so much, presented to us as a fundamental pillar, and the principle, and the ethos of the All India Institute of Medical Science. Without connect to public health, we are not complete. And therefore, I urge that we apply our mind to this. Now, here is what I am going to now close with. First, I understand that currently we are not part of NIRF ranking or India Today ranking. Fair enough, because we still have done 3 batches, I'm told. But can we plan that after 3 years, means 2 more years from now, I guess, right? We will be eligible. That will be 27. So by 2030, we would like to be in the top 15 by India Today ranking as a medical college or a medical institute. मैं हम उसके लिए काम करते हैं. We find out किस base पे होता है. 50. And then by the time we do 10 years, we will be in the first 10. It's achievable. We have the infrastructure. We have the zeal. We have a faculty selected from all over the nation by merit. And we are a great team. So 2035 हमें 10 में पहुंचना है, 10 साल, आज से 10 साल, और जब 30 में ये खुलेगा, 28-29 में लेते देते हम पहले 15 में आएंगे. और इसी तरह से NRF रैंकिंग में आज मुझे सुबह बताया गया कि SGPGI 5 पे है, AIIMS, PGI, Vellore and so on. So हम पिच करेंगे कि by 35, 10 years from now, we will be within 10. क्यों नहीं? Within 10 by India today, or shall we say before, by or before, okay? And within 10 NRF ranking, which is within our grasp. We have to be a global institution for Viksit Bharat. These 23 institutions and 5 other 3 or 4 more INIs have to be visible globally. आज से फैसला करें. रिसोर्सेज कभी भी जितने चाहिए उतने कभी नहीं होते, कहीं भी, हार्वर्ड में भी नहीं. जो हैं उससे करना, और बताया है कि जो प्रेशियस रिसोर्स हमें मिल रहा है वो कहाँ से आ रहा है, लेकिन जो है उससे हम करके दिखाएंगे. एंड स्टूडेंट्स, आई वांट यू टू रिमेंबर वन थिंग, एंड रेजिडेंट्स, actually applies to everybody. Please, as sir said, I am stealing words from Honorable President here. He said, love your institution. ये institution हमें बना. I must humbly say that I am only 1%. Vinod Paul is only 1%. 99% is AIIMS. कुछ नहीं हूँ मैं. अगर मेरे से आपने AIIMS को निकालो, I am nothing. I am dust. This is what temples of learning give you. Love your institution. Strive for the institution. कोई कह नहीं सके हमें कि मेरे इंस्टीट्यूशन में खरा दिया. हम अंदर जैसे मर्जी रहें. With that spirit, I believe we have a great future. We have made great progress in 7 years. It's very inspiring. But we have to do different things to be able to now build from here to go. Business as usual will take us like this. No. This acceleration and the trajectory has to be powered by renewed commitment, a great work culture that you will set for future. And some of the ingredients of the Trinity plus one that I mentioned, that you will fashion today and tomorrow together under the leadership of this institution in the service of Mother India. Jai Hind. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the inspirational address. Your insights and ethos will definitely guide us as we strive for excellence. The expression of gratitude is the highest virtue of all. To express our deepest gratitude, I now humbly request Executive Director, Professor Dr. Amita Jain, to felicitate our esteemed dignitaries with a token of our love and respect. Professor Dr. Paul, Dr. Radha Rangarajan, Dr. R.V. Ramani, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, esteemed guest. I now invite Registrar AIIMS Raebareli, Professor Dr. Bholanath, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Honorable dignitaries, esteemed colleagues, distinguished guests, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. It's my profound honor and privilege to deliver this vote of thanks on behalf of our institution on this auspicious Foundation Day. With humility and gratitude, we first bow our heads in reverence to Almighty God, whose grace guides our purpose and illuminates our path toward knowledge and service. We extend our deepest appreciation to the Honorable Professor Vinod Kumar Paul, member of Niti Aayog, for gracing this day with your presence and insightful reflections. Your words have enriched this gathering and inspired our graduates to serve the nation with dedication and vision. Our heartfelt thanks go to Dr. Radha Rangaranjan, Director of the CSIR, for honoring us today. Your presence underscores the enduring partnership between research, innovation, and academic excellence. We are also equally grateful to the Padma Shri, Dr. Ramanathan V. Ramani, President of AIIMS, for your distinguished participation. Your leadership continues to elevate the stature and impact of our institution. Our sincere appreciation is also extended to Professor Amita Jain, Executive Director of AIIMS, whose stewardship and constant encouragement form the backbone of many of our institutional achievements. We wish to acknowledge with gratitude our respected Dr. Neeraj Kumari, Dean Academics, Dr. Pragati Garg, Dean Examination, and Dr. Archana, Dean Research, and also to our dedicated faculty members. To our students and award winners, we extend warm congratulations and heartfelt appreciation. We express our sincere gratitude to media personnel for your presence and for helping us share this momentous occasion with the wider community. A special note of thanks goes to all the administrative and supporting staff whose effort behind the scene, meticulous arrangements, and steadfast commitment make events of this scale and dignity. Finally, to every guest and participants who have joined us today, thank you for lending grace, warmth, and meaning to this event. As we conclude, let us carry forward the spirit of today's celebration with renewed purpose. Thank you, and may the journey ahead be filled with wisdom, fulfillment, and promise. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. I request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे
शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक, जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Thank you, everyone. May this day inspire us to keep learning. All esteemed guests are invited to join us for the high tea and refreshments. Guests are requested to proceed towards the food court from the front exit gate, and all students are requested to kindly receive their refreshments from the rear exit gate. Thank you.